red bottoms, how I'm dripping. All white Buffy's, how I'm saucy.
LapDiamondLondon.com.
All white Buffy's, how I'm saucy.
Greetings, Xifu. Xifu, what makes a man alpha? Or how would you describe an alpha male?
Listen, being alpha is very simple. What determines a man as being alpha is extremely simple. We don't have to split it across this whole spectrum. It doesn't need to be depicted like that. It's very, very simple. It consists of two major key things. Number one, you have to have a spine. You need a backbone to be an alpha man. If you don't have a backbone or a spine, you are a pussy. You are not a alpha man. Okay? Because when you have a backbone, that means you don't take things lightly. You protect the loved ones around you. You stand on business. You take care of shit. You find solutions to things. You're not easily broken down. In fact, even if you are broken down, it only infuses your backbone to become stronger and you stand up taller. All these things and much more is what consists of having a backbone, being a strong-minded, a strong physically, a strong mentally, a strong even emotionally. Alpha man is to have a strong backbone. We're not wiggling around like a snake. We're standing tall on everything. We cannot be crushed. Even what I said about physical, even if you are not physically strong, but you have a backbone, you are an alpha male. Because you don't stand for no bullshit. You don't stand for disrespect. You know who you are as a person. You know how you are viewed in this world. You know who you are from within. You know the thoughts that go through your mind when you hit the pillow are all in line with you being a man. You have principles that cannot be broken. You have integrity. All these things constitute a man with a strong backbone. You stand tall. And number two is you have to have kahunas. You have to have big balls if you are to be an alpha male. Your balls are not in a glass jar held like a handbag by some manipulative woman. Your balls are not being devalued or unappreciated by a boss at work. You don't stand for none of this shit. You've got big balls. You take challenges. You take the bull by the horn when it comes to challenges. You go head on into fearful situations. You feel the fear and you fight it anyway because you've got big balls. Okay? You're fearless. These things constitute a man that is alpha. Without one of these two things, you are no longer an alpha man. Okay? So always, if you're struggling to be an alpha male, then always check that your balls are with you in every situation. Anything that breaks you down only makes you stronger. You walk anywhere on this planet of Earth and you have the biggest balls in the room. That's what is an alpha male. In the most basic layman terms, those two things, without them, you are not an alpha male. You don't take no shit from no one. You stand on your principles, your morals, to the death. And that's what makes you an alpha male. It's not all about being rah, 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 muscly and da. No. A true alpha male does not even have to overcompensate because he knows he got big balls, big heart, a strong spine.
西服, do you think the way of an alpha male can be taught?
I don't know if it could be taught. It's either you got it or you haven't. You know? Even if, look at it like this. Look at the alpha gorilla or the alpha lion. Backbone, big balls. And he just gets on with his shit. It's like what I said before with the yin and yang sign. You could have the yang side of the yin and yang sign. Let's just say this is completely alpha. Even that has a dot of yin in the middle. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, even to be a full alpha, it's very wise that you also understand what it's like or how sigmas and betas and so on operate. You have to know this too if you are to be a full-rounded alpha. You have the kahunas, you have the backbone, but you also have to understand how people with no balls or no spine operate. The reason why is because as an alpha, you are extremely envied by the latter. Those non-alpha men hate you, absolutely hate you. They may appear like they admire you, like they worship you, like they want to be like you, like they're your friend, like they're your associate, like they're willing to submit to your every order. But the truth is, the majority of the time, they absolutely hate your guts. And you have to understand their motives, their way of thinking, their actions, their insidious intent in order to make sure that they can never, ever harm you or destruct things that are on your path through life, because that will be their intention. So you have to understand them. You have to have the ability to go into their frame and view yourself or what your plans are, your actions, your projects, etc. through their lens. You have to be able to perceive yourself like that. Because as an alpha man, sometimes you just don't give a fuck so much. It's like, fuck them. Don't care about them. Let them do what they want. I'll crush them. They're nothing but ants beneath my feet. But the truth is, those ants can garnish an army. And their nibbles can take you down piece by piece. And they are willing to do that. Especially in environments like if you're in the street life or if you're in the business life, like the office buildings and things like this, corporate life. I've experienced both sides of those worlds. And as the alpha dominant male, you have to be extremely aware of this because they are so dangerous and insidious that you have to stop them before they can even dream of going too far. You have to crush them completely or demonstrate situations where they witness those situations and they wouldn't even dream of crossing the line with you, you know? And I understand this through experiencing also the bad side of this happening, where they've got the better of me almost. I'm still alpha, so I've figured out a way to get out of situations. However, they are able to plot and position themselves. They're willing to even use themselves as pawns to get to where they need to go. So you need to always be careful. As a king, you always got to be careful of them because they are very dangerous. Mark my words. So that dot in the yang represents you having the opposite energy so that you can understand it, so that it becomes harmless to you. You know, you are able to foresee dangers that might occur from such non-alpha males. These could even be the smallest things, as them being jealous of you, approaching a woman and getting success when they find that difficult to do. You know, it could be something as simple as that, which then allows them to emotionally spiral out of control, and their hate just has a compounded effect towards you.
Oh, any final words, 西服?
Protect your balls.
Oh, red bottoms, how I'm dripping. Oh, white Buffy's, how I'm saucing.
LapDiamsLondon.com.
Oh, white Buffy's, how I'm saucing.